Tired of having to stop and pick up a dictionary every time you come across a new word? Well, there is a pain-free way to look up words if you're learning with our learning system. It's called the Audio Dictionary. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. What is the Audio Dictionary? The Audio Dictionary is our free on-site dictionary with audio pronunciation, and you'll find it in the vocabulary drop-down menu or by hovering over the search icon in the top right corner of the site. Just type or paste in any word you want to look up. The dictionary gives you the meaning, transliteration, and audio pronunciation. Best of all, it's available to all users, so if you're a member, you already have access. How to look up words without sidelining your learning. Now, let's talk about how to look up words without sidelining your learning. I don't know about you, but when I'm learning, stopping everything to grab a dictionary every single time I find a new word can get frustrating, especially if there are a lot of new words. That's where the Audio Dictionary comes in. So how does it work? Well, if you're taking a lesson on the site, you can just hover over the search icon, type or paste in the word, and get the meaning without having to stop or leave the lesson. How to save and master words for good. We know it's easy to forget the new words you learn, and that's why the Audio Dictionary connects with your word bank, so you can send words from the dictionary to the word bank. Think of the word bank as your extended brain. It's where you can save keywords and phrases for later. And how it works is, while you're reviewing words, just select the ones you want to save and click Add Selected Words to Word Bank at the bottom. And it's not just for storage. You can use the Word Bank to review your words with a slideshow or even create printable vocabulary lists, which is pretty cool. Just export your words as a PDF or click on the printer-friendly option and print. So if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone.
Do you know how to make gentle requests and suggestions in English? Hi, my name is Daphne, and this is 3-Step English by EnglishClass101.com. In this lesson, you'll learn how to make gentle requests and suggestions through a quick conversation. Let's look at the dialogue. Hi, Wanda, do you have a minute? Hi, Isabel, I always have time for you. What's on your mind? As you are aware, I'm a program director now, and my office has gotten a bit disorganized. I could really use a personal assistant, and I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'll ask around. Thanks. Also, I wanted to know if you received the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. We'd love to have you. Yes, I got it. I'll be there. Anything else? One more thing. I wanted to know if you were free for lunch next week. I'll have my secretary call you and arrange it. Wonderful. See you next week. Let's go over the dialogue again, more slowly this time. Hi, Wanda. Do you have a minute? Hi, Isabel. I always have time for you. What's on your mind? As you are aware, I'm a program director now, and my office has gotten a bit disorganized. I could really use a personal assistant, and I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'll ask around. Thanks. Also, I wanted to know if you received the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. We'd love to have you. Yes, I got it. I'll be there. Anything else? One more thing. I wanted to know if you were free for lunch next week. I'll have my secretary call you and arrange it. Wonderful. See you next week. Let's look at the sentence pattern. This pattern is the structure that all of our examples will follow. I wondered if plus past tense clause. This sentence pattern, I wondered if plus past tense clause, is used to make gentle requests or suggestions. It softens the tone of what the speaker is asking, making it more polite and less direct. Instead of stating a need outright, the speaker frames it as a thought they had, which reduces pressure on the listener. I wondered if introduces the request in a past tense form, even though the speaker is really talking about the present. This shift to past tense adds distance and makes the sentence feel more careful and respectful. This past tense clause that follows gives the content of the request or suggestion. Even though it's phrased in the past, the speaker is usually asking about something that could happen now or in the near future. Let's see how a line from the dialogue follows this pattern. I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. Here, I wondered if is the polite opening. The past tense clause is you had anyone to recommend. This is where the request is actually being made. The speaker is asking if the other person can suggest someone. Another pattern we can use to make gentle requests is I wanted to know if plus past tense clause. It's slightly more casual or personal than I wondered if. Now let's look at some speaking examples. I wanted to know if the new accounts had been opened yet. Can you see how the pattern applies here? This sentence begins with I wanted to know if, a softened way to ask about something. What follows is a past tense form used for polite distance, had been opened. The full structure expresses curiosity or a polite request without sounding too direct. Next, I wondered if you'd received the invoices for last month. Here, I wondered if is the soft opener. You'd received is short for you had received, which adds to the polite tone. This is a gentle way of checking on something without pressuring the other person. Let's try one more. I wanted to know if you could tell me about the personal assistant position. This sentence uses I wanted to know if to politely introduce a request. You could tell me is a softened way to ask for information. This keeps the tone professional and considerate. Another one. I wondered if you could tell me where the copy machine is. The speaker uses I wondered if to gently ask for directions. You could tell me makes it a suggestion or invitation to help rather than a demand. It's a respectful way to ask someone for help. Thank you for watching. Now you know how to make gentle requests and suggestions in English. And now you can move on to the practice.
Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone.
Do you know how to make gentle requests and suggestions in English? Welcome to 3-Step English Practice by EnglishClass101.com. In this lesson, you will practice how to make gentle requests and suggestions in English. Let's look at the main dialogue. Two people are having a conversation. As you are aware, I'm a program director now, and my office has gotten a bit disorganized. I could really use a personal assistant, and I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'll ask around. We often soften a request by moving it into an indirect question. I wondered, I wanted to know, plus if, plus clause, past form. The past form, wondered, could, had, does not show past time here. It simply makes the request more polite and less direct. Let's practice with this grammar more in this lesson. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wondered you could tell me where the copy machine is. I wondered you could tell me where the copy machine is. If. I wondered if you could tell me where the copy machine is. I wondered if you could tell me where the copy machine is. If introduces an indirect yes/no question. Using could makes the request gentler than can you tell me. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wanted if you could tell me about the personal assistant position. I wanted if you could tell me about the personal assistant position. To know. To know. I wanted to know if you could tell me about the personal assistant position. I wanted to know if you could tell me about the personal assistant position. Wanted to know plus if is another polite way to ask for information. The infinitive to know is required after wanted. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wanted to know if you, the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. I wanted to know if you, the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. Received. Received. I wanted to know if you've received the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. I wanted to know if you received the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. In most email or meeting contexts, I wanted to know if you received is the default. If you want to stress whether the invitation is currently in their possession, have received is also acceptable. Have received is grammatically incorrect. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I, to know if the new accounts have been opened yet. I, to know if the new accounts have been opened yet. Wanted. Wanted. I wanted to know if the new accounts have been opened yet. I wanted to know if the new accounts have been opened yet. The pattern is either I wanted to know if or I wondered if. I wondered to know is incorrect. Unscramble the words to make a sentence. Ready? I wanted. I wanted to. I wanted to know. I wanted to know if. I wanted to know if we. I wanted to know if we could. I wanted to know if we could go. I wanted to know if we could go jogging. I wanted to know if we could go jogging. Unscramble the words to make a sentence. I wondered. I wondered if. I wondered if you. I wondered if you were. I wondered if you were free. I wondered if you were free for. I wondered if you were free for lunch. I wondered if you were free for lunch. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wondered if you had or have anyone to recommend. I wondered if you had or have anyone to recommend. Had. Had. I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. After wondered if, we usually keep the verb in a past form had to maintain the polite indirect style. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wondered if you'd receive or received the invoices for last month. I wondered if you'd receive or received the invoices for last month. Received. Received. I wondered if you'd received the invoices for last month. You'd received equals you had received, past perfect. Past perfect fits because the action, receiving, happened before the moment of wondering. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wanted to know if you have or had heard anything. I wanted to know if you have or had heard anything. Had. Had. I wanted to know if you had heard anything. Past perfect had heard shows the hearing was completed before the question was asked. It is the standard tense after wanted to know if. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence. Ready? I wondered if you could or can update the process. I wondered if you could or can update the process. Could. Could. I wondered if you could update the process. Could is preferred over can for a polite request in business English. Here, it simply adds courtesy, not past time. Listen to what I say. What verb is being put in the past tense? I wanted to know if we could go jogging. Listen one more time. I wanted to know if we could go jogging. Did you hear could? Could is the past tense of can. How about, I wondered if you were free for lunch. Let's listen one more time. I wondered if you were free for lunch. Did you hear were? Were is the past tense of be. Next, I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. One more time. I wondered if you had anyone to recommend. Did you hear had? Had is the past tense of have. Next, I wanted to know if you received the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. One more time. I wanted to know if you received the invitation for our annual shareholders meeting. Did you hear received? Received is the past tense of receive. And I wanted to know if the new accounts have been opened yet. One more time. I wanted to know if the new accounts have been opened yet. Did you hear opened? Opened is the past tense of open. Thank you for watching. Now you know how to make gentle requests and suggestions in English. And now you can move on to the next lesson in the pathway on EnglishClass101.com.
Are you ready to learn 5 new English words? This week's topic is tasks and situations. And there'll be a quiz at the end to test you on the words. So let's go. Forget. Forget. It's a verb that means to not remember something. Here's an example. Forget my passport. Forget my passport. I hope I don't forget my passport again. I hope I don't forget my passport again. I hope I don't forget my passport again. You mean like last time you missed the flight? Let's review. Say this out loud. Forget. Forget. Say this out loud. Forget my passport. Forget my passport. Say this out loud. I hope I don't forget my passport again. I hope I don't forget my passport again. Arrive. Arrive. It's a verb that means to reach a place at the end of a journey. Here's an example. Arrive at the station. Arrive at the station. I should arrive at the station by noon. I should arrive at the station by noon. I should arrive at the station by noon. Don't be late. I won't wait all day. Let's review. Say this out loud. Arrive. Arrive. Say this out loud. Arrive at the station. Arrive at the station. Say this out loud. I should arrive at the station by noon. I should arrive at the station by noon. Check. Check. It's a verb that means to look at something to find information or confirm details. Here's an example. Going to check. Going to check. I'm going to check if there's a table available at the bistro. I'm going to check if there's a table available at the bistro. I'm going to check if there's a table available at the bistro. Sure, and I'll check if the Eiffel Tower's empty for a picnic. Let's review. Say this out loud. Check. Check. Say this out loud. Going to check. Going to check. Say this out loud.
I'm going to check if there's a table available at the bistro. I'm going to check if there's a table available at the bistro. Help. Help. It's a verb that means to assist or make something easier for someone. Here's an example. Help you carry. Help you carry. I can help you carry those boxes. I can help you carry those boxes. I can help you carry those boxes. Ugh, thank goodness. My back is killing me. Let's review. Say this out loud. Help. Help. Say this out loud. Help you carry. Help you carry. Say this out loud. I can help you carry those boxes. I can help you carry those boxes. Take. Take. It's a verb that means to use something for transportation or progress. Here's an example. Take the train. Take the train. I'm going to take the train to work today. I'm going to take the train to work today. I'm going to take the train to work today. Then run or you'll miss it again. Let's review. Say this out loud. Take. Take. Say this out loud. Take the train. Take the train. Say this out loud. I'm going to take the train to work today. I'm going to take the train to work today. It's quiz time. Let's see how well you remember the words from the last 5 lessons. Ready?
Forget.
Arrive.
Check.
Help.
Take.
Great job! Follow English Class 101 for more English lessons.
Hi everyone! In this lesson, you'll practice your listening skills with one classic story told in 3 surprising ways. Listen carefully and tell us which version you prefer. Let's begin.
The Tortoise and the Hare 2.0 Scroll Mode. Tortoise and Hare agreed to race to the park.
First one to the big fountain wins,
Hare said, stretching. Tortoise nodded, popped in his headphones, and hit play. When the race started, Hare bolted ahead. Then he heard a buzz. He checked his phone. One message, then another. He slowed down, scrolling. Liked a post, watched a video, took a selfie. #race day, #too easy. Meanwhile, Tortoise kept walking. Chill playlist, steady pace. Hare laughed at a meme, clicked a link, started live streaming. By the time he looked up, he saw Tortoise posing by the fountain. Water dancing, music playing. Tortoise smiled.
You coming?
Hare blinked at his phone, then at the fountain. He truly regretted it.
Now, here's a different take on the same story. Listen closely to see how it changes.
The Tortoise and the Hare 2.0, the long game. Hare challenged Tortoise to a race.
To the old stadium. Winner gets $100.
Tortoise nodded.
You'll probably win.
Hare laughed.
Obviously.
When the race began, Hare blasted off. But halfway there, he stopped for a selfie. Hashtag easy win. Hashtag rabbit speed. Then he streamed a bit, posted a poll.
Should I moonwalk across the finish line?
Eventually, he jogged across and posed at the stadium gates. Tortoise never showed up. An official handed Hare a check for $100. He raised it to the camera.
Victory!
Cut to a quiet apartment. Tortoise sat at his desk, sipping tea. He checked the betting app. Wager, Tortoise to lose plus 2,000 odds. Payout, $2,100. He smiled, clicked withdraw, and put his phone down. He truly had no regrets.
And now, the final version. See how this one takes the story in a new direction.
The Tortoise and the Hare 2.0, the rematch within. The Tortoise and the Hare had a race. The Hare ran fast, stopped to scroll, stretched, danced, and still won easily. At the finish line, he laughed.
Too easy,
he said. The next morning, he passed the track again. The Tortoise was there, running, alone. The Hare scoffed.
What is he doing here?
A quiet voice answered from the bench.
Maybe he's racing someone harder than you,
said Mira. She sipped green tea, calm as ever.
If you're still bragging, maybe you won the wrong race.
That stuck. Later, the Hare walked over.
Why train?
He asked.
You already lost.
The Tortoise smiled.
I'm not here to beat you. I'm here to beat yesterday's me.
The Hare paused. He wasn't proud of his win anymore.
Train with me,
said the Tortoise.
I can teach you discipline.
So they trained. The Hare woke up early. He learned focus, patience, silence. The Tortoise learned too. The Hare showed him how to stretch better, how to move with power and speed, how to breathe like a sprinter. They both improved, not for medals, but for the joy of it. At the Animal Olympics, the Hare ran like never before. In the VIP seats, the Tortoise clapped. Mira sat beside him, smiling.
Great listening! Which version did you prefer and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hi everyone! In this lesson, you'll practice your listening skills with one classic story told in two surprising ways. Listen carefully and tell us which version you prefer. Let's begin.
The Fox and the Grapes 2.0 earned access. The fox saw grapes hanging behind a tall fence. They looked perfect, dark, sweet, and just out of reach. He jumped, climbed, failed.
Who needs it?
He muttered, turning away. A quiet voice replied.
If it didn't matter, you wouldn't still be looking.
It was Mira, sipping tea by the path. The fox said nothing, but he didn't stop thinking. That night, he made a plan. He studied the land. He mapped the soil. He dug a tunnel, quiet, clean, precise. Days later, he stood under the grapes. He didn't eat them. He didn't touch a thing. Instead, he walked to the vineyard office.
Here's how I got in.
He said.
And here's how I'd stop me.
The vineyard gave him a reward, a basket of grapes, fresh, real, earned. He later opened a security firm. and bought shares in the vineyard.
Now, here's a different take on the same story. Listen closely to see how it changes.
The Fox and the Grapes 2.0. The Vintner's Daughter. The fox saw grapes hanging high behind a vineyard wall. He leapt, climbed, slipped, failed. He sat in the dust, breathing hard.
I didn't want them anyway.
He muttered.
Probably sour.
But he didn't stop there. He started a blog. Grapes Are a Lie. Then a podcast, The Grape Illusion. He held rallies, sold shirts. Bitterness is freedom. He became famous. One day on vacation, he met her. Bright eyes, kind voice. She laughed at his jokes. They talked for hours, then days, then more. She loved nature, simplicity, and grapes.
My family owns a vineyard.
She said.
You should come visit.
The fox froze. Her name was printed on every bottle he'd ever mocked. But he loved her, so he smiled, nodded, and said,
Of course.
He visited the vineyard in secret. He wore sunglasses, a scarf. He told no one. The grapes were beautiful, sweet, real. He saw her. She was beautiful. Everything he ever wanted. Right there in front of him, just beyond his fingertips. He looked at his phone, his followers, his fans, the identity he had built. He needed time, so he said nothing. Later that night, his phone vibrated.
You never came.
Great listening! Which version did you prefer and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hi everyone! In this lesson, you'll practice your listening skills with one classic story told in two surprising ways. Listen carefully and tell us which version you prefer. Let's begin.
The Ant and the Grasshopper 2.0. Work, play, repeat. Summer came. Ant worked. Every day, Ant worked. Each day, Ant passed Grasshopper playing music in the sun. One day, Ant asked,
May I join you tonight?
Grasshopper said.
Sure.
They danced, laughed, and played under the stars. The next day,
Stay and play,
said Grasshopper.
I can't.
Said Ant.
Work. Join me?
Grasshopper smiled.
Another time.
Ant went to work, and Grasshopper went to play. Ant returned that night.
Can I stay and play for a short while?
Sure,
said the Grasshopper. They danced, laughed, and played under the stars for a short while. The next day,
Stay and play,
said Grasshopper.
I can't.
Said Ant.
Work. Join me?
Grasshopper smiled.
Another time.
Mira came to listen to Grasshopper's music. After the song, she said softly,
Your friend is clever. Only work, you miss the fun. Only play, you won't make it through winter. Balance is best.
The next morning, Grasshopper, dressed in work clothes, called to Ant.
May I join you?
They worked together. It was hard for Grasshopper, but he tried hard. They worked hard in the day and played music under the trees each night. Ant helped Grasshopper plan. Grasshopper helped Ant enjoy. When winter came, they were ready, and the music never stopped.
Now, here's a different take on the same story. Listen closely to see how it changes.
The Ant and the Grasshopper 2.0. Eerily entrepreneurial. All summer, Ant worked, and Grasshopper played music in the sun.
Aren't you worried about winter?
Ant asked.
No one in my family makes it through winter,
Said Grasshopper.
so I live while I can.
Ant didn't argue, but he thought about Grasshopper's words. Later, Mira passed by. She said,
Some see laziness, others see opportunity.
Ant nodded. He stopped colony work and started digging and building. Big tunnels, big rooms, big doors. He borrowed food rations from his friends and family. The other ants warned him,
"You're working on the wrong things."
but he kept working. Then winter came. The grasshoppers started to starve.
Grasshoppers, come in.
He said warmly.
All of you.
They entered his big hall. They danced, they ate, and they laughed. Then the big door slammed shut. 3 days later, the tunnel reopened. Above the door, a sign read,
The crunchy violin, fried grasshopper legs.
Business was booming. Even the queen ant had a standing table.
Great listening! Which version did you prefer and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. First up, 30 antonyms you must know. Want to double your vocabulary? Learn how to say young and old, hot and cold, and much more. You'll pick up over 30 words with this vocab bonus. Second, Travel Like a Boss PDF cheat sheet. If you're learning the language but don't know these basic travel phrases inside, what have you been doing? Download this bonus cheat sheet right now to fix that. Third, 20 small talk phrases that make you sound fluent. Chatting with native speakers would be easy if you bothered to learn these useful phrases. So access this 1-minute small talk phrases lesson now. Fourth, 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. This lesson teaches you even more phrases that make you sound fluent and will impress native speakers. What are they? You'll find out inside. And last but not least, tired of apps that only teach you random words? Want an app that teaches you the language through everyday conversations? With innovative language learning, you're exposed to real conversations between real native speakers, and then get everything slowed down and explained so you can learn the language fast. Download it for free on Android, iPhone, and iPad. To get your free gifts of the month, click the link in the description below. And download them now, before they expire.
Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.